This is Rick with Cybernetics. Today we're going to review the LG DVD Read Writer, pictured on Amazon for approximately $26. As we go through the specs on this, the first thing that pops out to me is the USB 3.0. There's a lot of confusion about whether you need a USB 2.0 or a USB 3.0 port for data throughput on a DVD writer. When you look at USB on a DVD writer, the 2.0 speed is 480 megabits per second. Real world, just say, is approximately half of that. A DVD at 1x is 11.1 megabits per second, and at 8, a little less than 90 megabits per second. So you can see that a USB 3.0 at almost 5 gigabits per second is overkill. Even at the real world half the speed, the USB 2.0 is more than sufficient to support a DVD. Now that we've established a USB 2.0 port is sufficient to operate the DVD writer, it supports all the major read and write formats. Don't think you'll have any problem with compatibility. One of the more interesting things is that it supports M-Disk. This is the company behind M-Disk. Supposedly an M-Disk can remain viable for over 1,000 years. There's been a lot of testing, a lot of positive feedback about the capabilities of these disks. It might be something that's of interest to you if you want long-term storage of critical data. Next, I want to point out some of the physical characteristics on the drive. It has a grooved finish on it that gives it a modern look and feel. Fairly thin, about a half an inch. What I really like about it is the cable interface. I'm going to take the cable off and I'm going to show you. It has one cable for data and power. Some of these drives have two cables, not just one. The nice thing about this is you can buy a replacement cable and a cable of a different length if the cable that comes with it is not sufficient. At the front of the unit, pretty standard. When it's reading or writing, green light comes on or off. Has a single button for ejecting the drive. It comes with CyberLink Media Suite software for reading and writing your DVDs and CDs. It has a smooth mechanical mechanism for closing the drive. It also operates on its side. So if you needed for some reason to store it on its side in your desk or whatever, it would still operate. I want to compare that to some of the other drives that are on the market because a lot of them have the cable that is hardwired in, so it's practically impossible to replace the cable. And the cables are extremely short. This one maybe 8 inches, 10 inches long. Whereas on the LG one, you could replace the cable and get a cable 3 feet, 4 feet long. The other thing to note, as I was saying, some of them require two cables. Like this drive here has a USB cable and a USB-C cable interface. You can see it right here. So power and data can be separate on the devices, and you really don't want that kind of hassle when you're hooking something up. Since we were talking about the cable interface, I thought it'd be a good idea to come in here and search for DVD USB external drive cable. If you decide you want to get a longer cable, and the first thing that pops up is this one here from NVAT. It's 3 feet long, and it could replace the cable that comes with it is approximately 22 inches. So it's very easy to get a replacement cable or a longer cable. Next, we'll show you just how absolutely easy this is to plug in. We take the USB-A cable and we plug it into our computer. You can see it's starting to spin up. And there you can see, instantly assigned a drive letter came up. What was that, maybe 10 seconds? Pretty simple. And listed here is the suite of tools that come with the CyberLink DVD. The other thing I want to highlight is the reviews on this particular unit. It has a 4.4 out of 5. What I have generally found that if an item has over 1,000 reviews and the 1 and 2 stars are under 10%, 9% or less, generally it's a pretty good item. Haven't had a chance to write anything to the drive, but plugging it in, instant operation, drive letter assigned, no problems putting in and taking out DVDs or CDs. I've played DVDs on it, it worked fine. I hope this quick review and demo was helpful, and have a great and wonderful automation day.